Hi, in this video we're going to use ASP.NET to create a very simple game. I'm trying to create a grid of buttons that has a state of either on or off, and every time you click them, the state changes. So that tutorial is right ahead. So you can see that the details of our program are going to include adding graphics to our web page. We're going to add a form click button handler, and then we're going to have an array of buttons, and we'll keep track of the state of each one of those. So those are some of the details that we're going to learn here. So I'm going into Visual Studio now and show you how to code through this thing and make it work. Let's start with a new project. I'm going to select the ASP.NET Framework and choose Next. So for the project name, I'll call it Buttons, and I'm going to use 4.72 as the current .NET framework. Let's select an empty project. I'm going to select MVC as my choice with no authentication and click Create. Okay, it looks like the project is ready to go. You notice we have a Controllers folder, a Models folder, and a Views folder. So none of these have any data in them yet, and we'll start creating them now. Let's start with controllers. So I'm going to go to Controllers and choose Add, a new controller. So I'm going to select Empty and Add. I'm going to name it Button Controller and choose Add. Okay, so we have a controller that will show a view. Now, to put that view on the page, I'm going to add a model. So let's go into the Models section, and I'm going to choose Add, a new item. And let's choose the code section and class, and we're going to name this thing as button model. So this class will represent one button. For the properties of my button, I'm going to have just one. So let's set it as a Boolean, and let's set this property as state. Next, I would like to generate a constructor, so that way we can create a new button. So there is one property called state, and we will use that to define each new button. The second thing I need to do is configure a route. So let's go into the app start folder here and choose route config. So you can see that the default route is now set to go look at something called the home controller. Well, I'm using a controller called the button controller. So let's just duplicate this. So I'm going to copy the lines of code and paste it. So the name of my controller is button, and the actual name there, we'll call it button as well. And then the action is index. So is there an index in my button controller? The action result index exists. So right click next to this section, and I'm going to add a view. So we can just leave this as index. And now the part that says what kind of page are you going to create, let's create empty. Now there are two empties, one that says ignore the model, and one says nothing about the model. So this will include the reference to our model. Now let's go to this section called model class. Since we have a model in our project called button model, we'll select that. I'm not going to use the layout page and click add. So now we have a generic page here. You can see the HTML code, and then at the top it says the model that we're using is from the buttons and no layout. To get started, I'm just going to add an H1 tag and say welcome to the buttons page. So that way we can test to see if this page will actually load. So this should work. Let's save the changes here and run it again. Aha! This time I have success. So the index of the root seems to work. Also, if I type in /button, it will also work. This is because I have two different routes configured, and both of them are pointing to this single page called index in the buttons folder. I'm returning now to the index in the buttons folder, the view. I'm going to remind you of another item. So once more, I want to remind you of a eraser syntax. So let's put in an HTML label. So HTML.label and then whatever you want in the label. So you can see as I run this thing, I have playing with buttons on the screen. The next thing I want to do is get some graphics. So I'm in Google Images and I'm searching for buttons on off. When I'm searching for buttons, I can get the usage rights here changed. If I click Tools in Google Images searches, select for non-commercial reuse. So therefore I'm using public free images. So I look for some buttons that look something like this here. So let's select one of these guys. I'm going to right click and I want to get his image URL. So copy image address, and then I'm going into a photo online editor called Pixlr. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to resize this photo. So in Pixlr, I'm going to select an image from the URL and paste the picture that I just copied, and let's see what happens. So there's my button. Now I want to resize it, so I can crop it and resize it. So I've resized it to 50 by 50, and I will save it. So when you're finished, you'll have two buttons. I've got one here called On and another one called Off. So let's select both of these. I'm going to copy them from the document folder that I had them in. Copy. Going to switch back into my program here, and I'm going to make a new folder and call it Images. So let's go to the project name and choose Add. Add a new folder. Let's name it Images. Inside of Images, I will paste it. And so I should see Off and On. Two different images in my Images folder. Now let's add two image tags to my page. So I am going to type in image source equals and then browse to the Images folder and select On and then select Off. Let's see what these look like. So you can see I have two buttons. They are approximately the same size and they are displayed on my page. So the video is getting a little long. I'm going to save the rest of it for another session. But what we're going to do next is we're going to make a grid of these buttons and we're going to save the state so we can change them to on or off.